Hi, welcome to Circle Time today. Sue, come on out. It's time for Circle Time. We're so happy that you've come back to join us. And today we're going to be learning about the letter T, and T is for trains. Before we get started, though, let's do a quick Bible verse, okay? Remember, the Bible is God's Word, and it's true and trustworthy. And the Bible in the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9 says, "And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart." You know, that makes me think about the story we're going to read today, Sue. It's about the little engine that could. The little engine said, "I think I can, I think I can." And I think the Bible is trying to tell us that, it's sometimes when we keep doing good and we're doing the things we're supposed to do and we're talking to people and we're trying to help them, and sometimes they don't respond the way that we want them to do, it's easy to want to say, "I give up." But I think the Bible is saying, don't give up. You can do it. Keep going. You can do it. So let's begin with our letter T. Are you ready, Sue? Go sit down on the carpet and let's talk about letter T together. T is super easy to write. It looks like this. It looks like the number one with a top. Let's do the capital or uppercase T. It looks just like a one with a top. That's it. One with a top. That's the letter T. I'll show you what it looks like on the handwriting house. And remember, you can get the handwriting house printable. The link will be below if you'd like to. Okay, this is an uppercase T, so the big uppercase letters are upstairs and downstairs. So we're going to make the number one. We've made number one a lot for a lot of different letters. And then we're going to trace across the top line, okay? So number one, and then trace across the top line. One with a top, one with a top, one with a top. That's the capital or uppercase T. You can practice it now with us. Maybe you want to pause, or you can practice later and just watch right now. The lowercase t looks like this. It's the same thing, except for you're going to give it a belt. So instead of a top, you're going to give it a belt in the middle, and it kind of looks like a cross too. Number one with a belt. So on the handwriting house, you're going to do the number one the same way, but you're going to put the belt in the middle. So trace across the middle line this time. Number one with a belt. Number one with a belt. Number one with a belt. Looks like our cross. This is the lowercase t. Okay, so what sound does T make? T sounds like this. T, t, t. Let's play a little game to practice the T sound. Let's pretend that we're trains. Can you move your arms? You can even stand up if you like. Move your arms like this, back and forth, back and forth. What sound does T make? T, 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 t. Now when I go choo choo, I want you to freeze. Okay, you ready? What sound does T make? Choo choo, freeze. We've got to unload our cargo. Let's do it again. Okay, stand up, here we go. What sound does T make? Choo choo, freeze. We have to unload our cargo. Well, it's going to be fun today to talk about trains. Now it's time to talk about our number, and I have a super silly, funny song to teach you, and this is the number 10, and it's about a train, the number 10 train. It goes like this. A peanut sat on a railroad track. His heart was all aflutter. Around the bend came train number 10. Choo choo, peanut butter. That was funny. Do you know what was happening? The peanut was sitting on the train track when the train came by and squished it and made peanut butter. Let's say that once more, okay? What number is this? This is number 10. A 1 and a 0 is number 10. A peanut sat on a railroad track. His heart was all aflutter. Around the bend came train number 10. Choo choo peanut butter. So that's a fun little poem. Okay, so now it's time to talk about our shape. Our shape for today is the octagon, and an octagon has 10 sides. I'm going to pull out my big board because that's a lot of sides. We're going to make one together, and I'm going to use popsicle sticks, okay? So if an octagon has 8 sides, how many popsicle sticks am I going to need? I'm going to need 8 popsicle sticks. So I have some right here. I'll move the camera so you can see, and let's make one together. Okay, here are my sticks, so help me count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides. This is a really big shape. What shape is this? It's an octagon. An octagon has 8 sides. Nice job. An octagon also has 8 corners. Remember, where 2 sides meet, that's called a corner. So let's count the corners. Will you help me, please? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can use popsicle sticks if you'd like to build an octagon today, or you can even use crayons or markers if you have those things. An octagon has how many sides? 8. Very good. Our color for today is the color gray, and we're going to make some gray paint. Will you help me? What 2 colors do you think mix together to make gray? Okay, do you think it's going to be white? I have some white in this jar. What color do I need to add to the white in order to make gray? Black? Okay, let's try it. Let's add a little bit of black paint into the white jar. Here it comes. Okay, let's add just a little bit, one little drop. Okay, so let's stir that together. We put some black in with our white. Can you see that? I'm going to stir it all together and see if we can make gray paint. Do you want to see too? Oh, wow, this is really cool. It's turning into gray paint. Black and white makes gray. Wow, look at that gray paint. I'll show you the black so you can see the difference. Black and white mixed together to make that nice gray color. You can use the gray color paint today if you want to paint some puffy smoke coming out of a train. You can make a train and then use this gray to make puffy smoke if you'd like. So that's our color for today, the color gray, which is made by mixing black and white. I want us to do a little something fun. It's going to be comparing words. Comparing words are like big and small. I have some trains I'm going to show you, and I want you to point on your screen to the train that you think is the one that is big. There's one train that's big and one train that's little. Can you point to the big train? What color is the big train? It's the red one. Very good. This train is big and this train is little. Okay, let's try another set of trains, and this time I want you to point to the train that is long. One train is long and one is short. Point to the long train. There it is. This train is long. This train is short. In fact, this train has 3 cars, and this train only has 2. Let's do one more, okay? Can you point to the train that you think is fast? One train is fast, and one train is slow. Point to the train that you think is fast. This train is fast. Very good. The other train looks like it might be slow. Okay, that was really fun. And now it's time for our theme learning. Before, before we do that, I did forget our sight word. So let me do that really quickly. Our sight word is down. Can you say down? One more time. Down. That's our sight word. We'll keep working on that. Now it's time for our theme learning. We're going to be learning about trains. And I want to start by telling you what trains ride on. Trains ride on tracks. Remember our little poem? A peanut sat on a railroad track. This is a railroad track. So his heart was all aflutter. Around the bend came train number 10. Choo-choo, peanut butter. So trains travel on tracks. There are different kinds of trains. We're going to talk about 2 today. This is a freight train. A freight train takes things from one place to another. This is a passenger train. A passenger train takes people from one place to another. Someone that works for the train company is called a conductor. A conductor makes sure that everything is running smoothly. And if it's a passenger train, the conductor is the one who makes sure that all the passengers are all aboard. This is a train driver. The driver of the train is called a train engineer. Do you think it would be a fun job to drive a great big long train? This is a train engineer, and I think he thinks it's a really neat job. Sometimes trains go over bridges. This is a bridge. It's high up in the sky. Sometimes trains go over bridges. And sometimes trains go through tunnels. Look at this dark tunnel. There are lights inside. Sometimes trains go through tunnels. I have a book about trains I want to read for you today. It's called The Little Engine That Could, and it's by Watty Piper. Chug, 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 puff, 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 ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train. Her cargo was pretty interesting. She was carrying toys for boys and girls. There were toy giraffes with long necks, and teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. There were dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads, and the funniest little toy clown you ever saw. And there were cars full of toy engines and airplanes and tops and jackknives and picture puzzles and books and every kind of thing that boys and girls might want. But that was not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk for breakfast, fresh spinach for dinner, peppermint drops and lollipops for after-meal treats. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily. Then all of a sudden, she stopped with a jerk. She couldn't go another inch. She tried and she tried, but her wheels just wouldn't turn. What were all those good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain going to do without the wonderful toys to play with and the good food to eat? Wait, here comes a shiny new engine, said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. Let's ask him to help us. So all the dolls and toys cried all together, please, please, shiny new engine, won't you help us pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. But the shiny new engine snorted, I pull you? I am a passenger engine. I have just carried a fine big train over the mountain with more cars than you ever dreamed of. My train had sleeping cars with comfortable berths, a dining car where waiters bring hungry people their food, and parlor cars in which people sit in soft armchairs and look out the big windows. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not. And off he steamed to the roundhouse. That's where engines live when they're not busy. How sad the little train and all the dolls and toys felt. But then the little clown called out, the passenger train is not the only train in the world. Here's another engine coming, a great big strong one. Let's ask him to help us. The little toy clown waved his flag and the big engine stopped. Please, please, big engine, cried all the dolls and toys together. Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the good little boys and girls won't have any wonderful toys to play with or good food to eat. But the big strong engine bellowed, I am a freight engine. I've just pulled a big train loaded with big machines over the mountain. These machines print books and newspapers for grown-ups to read. I'm a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you. And the freight engine puffed off to the roundhouse. Now the dolls and toys were very sad. Cheer up, cried the little toy clown. The freight engine is not the only one in the world. Here comes another. He looks very old and tired, but our train is so little. Perhaps he can help us. So the little toy clown waved his flag to the old rusty car. Please, kind engine, cried all the dolls and toys together, won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the boys and girls on the other side won't have all their toys and wonderful food to eat unless you help us. But the rusty old engine sighed, I am so tired. I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot pull even so little a train as yours over the mountain. I cannot, I cannot, I cannot. And he puffed away, chugging, I cannot, I cannot, I cannot. Then indeed the little train was very, very sad, and so were the toys. The dolls were about ready to cry, but the little clown called out, wait, here's another engine coming. A little blue engine, a very little one, but maybe she will help us. The little engine came chug, chug, chugging merrily along. When she saw the toy clown's flag, she stopped quickly. What's the matter, my friends? She asked kindly. Oh, little blue engine, cried the dolls and toys, will you pull us over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the good boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. Please, please, please help us, little blue engine. I'm not very big, said the little blue engine. They just use me for switching trains in the yard, and I've never been over the mountain. But we must get over the mountain before the children awake, said all the dolls and toys. The very little engine looked up and saw the tears in the doll's eyes, and she thought of the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain who would not have any toys or good food to eat. Then she said, I, I, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And she hitched herself to the little train. She tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged slowly, slowly, slowly. They started off. The toy clown jumped aboard, and all the dolls and the toy animals began to smile and cheer. Puff, puff, chug, chug. Puff, puff, chug, chug went the little blue engine. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Can you help me? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Up, 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 faster and faster and faster. The little engine climbed until at last they reached the very top of the mountain. Down in the valley lay the city. Hooray, hooray, cried the funny little clown and all the dolls and toys. The good little boys and girls in the city will be so happy because you helped us, little blue engine. And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say, as she steadily puffed down the mountain, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. Let me ask Sue to come back up and see if she enjoyed the story. Sue, did you like the story? It was a pretty good story. It reminded me of the verse. Remember, don't grow weary or don't give up. You can do it. Keep doing the things that God wants you to do. I'll see you next time for Circle Time, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.